1974 Scimitar GTE. This is the SE5a, the 3 litre SE5a on the manual gearbox with overdrive. As you can hear, I'm going to get James to pop the bonnet here for us. We've got it running. It needs a new starter motor, this one, so we've had to give it a little bit of a push start this morning because it needs a starter motor. So please bear that in mind. And you can hear it's got a little bit of an exhaust blow there. So that's the SE5a, it's the 3 litre V6. But it's on the manual gearbox with the overdrive. James is going to switch it off for us there. But like I say, it does need a starter motor because you've got to jump start it. Sorry, got to push start it. I'm just going to shut the bonnet down here. So 1974 Scimitar to the chrome bumper car. Bodywork wise, we'll start off the bonnet, work our way around, go to the engine, go to the interior. Bodywork wise, it's all nice and straight at the bonnet. It wants some paint in places. It's got a few bubbles underneath the paint. With it being fiberglass, remember, you get no rust, but you do get the odd imperfection. You've got a bit of craze on the front of the nose cone there, and various little bits of reaction in the paintwork where it's been painted over the years. Got a few bits of silicons and bits underneath the paint itself. The lamp lenses are good on both sides. The chrome bumpers are all straight. Yes, they've got a little bit of pitting in them, but they are all straight. And I will get round and I'll get underneath. We'll try and have a look at the riggers as well. You can see the pitting on there. Like I say, there's some bubbling in it. It's a bit faded in places. Around the wheel arches, once again, no corrosion because it's fiberglass, but there is various bits of marks in the paintwork itself. Across the driver's door, a few little chips on the front edge there. I'll do the lower half section so you can have a good look at that there. I'll get underneath there so you can have a good look underneath there, nice and slow. Go down the driver's door, various bits and pieces in the paintwork itself. It is quite presentable. It's a usable car, this one. Sort of rolling around in it and getting it painted at some point if you wish. So little marks underneath the window. James will point out that the doors don't drop either. Doors are good, they close. You don't have to lift them to close them. So we come round. It's on the Princess Anne wheels, those. All the way around with a spare on the bonnet that you've just seen. A little bit of pitting in the bumper again on the back corner, but no major dings or dents. And I've got some ripples in the paint and some crazing along the back edge there. Light lenses are all intact. It's ticking all the boxes with it being the manual on the overdrive. Again, some bubbling underneath the paint on the left-hand rear quarter. So one of those cars that you walk around a few times and notice a few more bits. But like I say, fiberglass, so we get no corrosion. We've got some bits of osmosis, bit of moisture underneath the fiberglass in places. Onto the passenger door now. Various runs in the paint, some bits and pieces, but overall very presentable. Bit of a cracking down there. We'll do the underneath on this side as well. Bit of dodgy camera work there so you can have a good look at those outriggers there. Get right underneath the front so you can have a good look at that. To come back up on the driver's wing. Like I say, various marks, bits and pieces in the paintwork itself. Sits nice and level. It's a 3 litre, it's manual, it's with the overdrive. It's got the Webasto, which is nice and tight as well. So it doesn't lift up, it's not flapping about. With the vinyl roof, which doesn't seem to have lifted anywhere. All nice and straight across the front edge. Onto the interior now. Door card itself's all good. It's got electric windows, this one, hasn't it? So it's missing something off the door card. Driver's seat itself, got a few little marks on it here and there. A little bit of tape on the front edge of it. Wants a little bit of love, but not too much at all. Nice and tidy on the back. So you've still got the original armrest there, which is nice to see. Dashboard's all crack free across the front there. All the dials are nice and clear, easy to be read, no issues with the dials. Centre console's lovely. Down onto the gear stick, the aftermarket gear stick. All the armrest is nice and tidy. Steering wheel's good as well. Headlining is nice and clean. No damp patches around the Webasto. Into the boot now, nice and straight in the boot. All nice and tidy in there. Boot hinges are good as well, James. left hand side door card wants a few little clips putting back on it. It's certainly worse than it looks, I would say, that's for sure. The seat itself's nice and tiny, little nick out the side there, tiny little nick, but the seat itself's good. Seats from the left hand side, those rear seats are lovely. It's nice to see an actual proper 4-seater instead of having a bench. Dashboard from the left hand side is nice and tiny as well. Good look at that headlining from this side. I know we've had it running, but we'll have a look underneath the engine bay so you can have a good look at that. You see, you've got a spare wheel there, all nice and presentable underneath the engine bay. Like I say, it wants to start the motor, so it just doesn't engage when you try and start the car. But like I say, we pushed it this morning, a little bit of a push start, it fired straight up. Have a good look in there. And there you have it. Reliant Scimitar GTE chrome bumper car, 3 litre V6 petrol on the manual gearbox with overdrive.